Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to part 6 of our DIY build for our Moonshine Still from the Distillery Network. So in our last video, we assembled the pot to the cone. So in this video, we're going to attach the collar to the top here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So stay tuned. So in the kit, you get two 6-inch round pieces of copper that one is going to be your cap, the other one's going to be the collar for your cone. So I already went ahead and soldered this together. Basically what I did is I just made a 1/2-inch lap and soldered it together. The other one should be right around the same, but you're going to want the other 6-inch piece to be able to fit in there, but we'll cover that in the next video. So on this one, you're going to take your 6-inch that you've already soldered together and put it over the top of your cone and press down. Kind of make it line up, look good. And then take your level, kind of level it out. You go 2 directions on this. Level it out. Here and here. Let's turn this up so you can see it. Level here. Level here. Then take a pencil and put a mark all the way around the top of your cone. So that's going to give you the mark for where that cap's going to sit, and it's going to be your solder point. So from here, you're going to want to take and measure up a 1/2 inch and make a mark 1/2 inch up from your mark you just made. So there's a 1/2 inch, make a mark, 1/2 inch, make a mark, and do this all the way around. And the reason for this is that we're going to trim this back, this ugly top of the cone here. We're going to trim that back flat, and then we're going to bend it up back 90. And that's going to give this a nice place to sit when you go to solder it. It's going to be level. So again, make your 1/2 inch marks. All right, at this point, you got your 2 lines a 1/2 inch apart. So I think the tools you're going to need for this is a set of aviation snips. You can use lefts or rights. The Milwaukee ones come in a 2-pack. I would suggest just buying those. The Milwaukee makes a pretty decent aviation snip, in my opinion. Another thing that you're going to need, you can use a pair of pliers. Or what I did was I took a piece of square stock and cut a 1/2 inch slit in it. See right there? And that's going to help you slide this down and just be able to bend it up all the way around. So to get started, basically I'm going to start with my greens and work my way around, cutting on my top line. So you can cut it all the way back to your seam right here with your greens, and then come back the other way with your reds if you don't want to try and cut through this buildup here from your solder. So greens go clockwise, reds you can cut counterclockwise with them. So at some point you'll have to get pretty tight into that solder there. You can kind of work your snips both directions. Just kind of make that cut just like that. So now you're left with a relatively level top of your cone. And I'm gonna cut this little burr off real quick. So anyway, you just push it down, kind of turn it up a little bit. You probably have to go around a couple times, but that's what you just do to get the copper stretched out, coming back up straight. Like this, work your way around. Like I said, you can do it with a pair of pliers also. Copper is very malleable, so you'll be able to work and stretch it out. And take your time. Don't get too over anxious with it. I'll make sure you're trying to make this look really nice. It's not going to matter too much because you're going to be soldering over it, but it puts a nice tight connection point to your collar if you take your time. So all you're doing is bringing it around and bringing it up so it's just about 90. I think I went a little over on it. Level this out a little bit. I didn't miss my mark. So as you get going, just make sure you coming down and checking your fit. So it looks like I need to tighten that up a touch more all the way around. Okay, that should be just fine. Get it nice and tight. Make sure we're pretty close all the way around. Looks like we're good on the front. I'm gonna tighten up the back a little. But that's basically how you get the collar fit all the way around on that. You just keep working that copper out, and basically just gonna want it to come back up to a 90 right here, and that'll give you a nice tight fit. So I'm going to get set up and do some to solder it. Stay tuned. Okay, so at this point, after you got your collar fit on, you're going to want to flip it upside down, put some weight on top of it, level it out, just like this. And check your level, make sure you like it, top and bottom. And then I'll show you where to go from here. Okay, at this point you got your weight on top. Your pot's upside down basically. That weight's forcing the weight of the pot into the collar. I've already fluxed along the outside here. So now we're just gonna solder it up really quick. Just like before, wherever you want your solder to go, that's where you put your heat. And then just get it in there. sure you get it nice and hot in there so it draws the solder in. So once you're done going around the outside, I've flip it over, flux the inside, and solder the inside also. Kind of just gives you a chance to fill the gaps and make sure all your seams are clean.